Good day, YouTube! I'm back. We got some G1 action today. Last time we had Metroplex, a big boy, and I said that the next one is maybe not quite as big, but just as cool for the type of robot or robots that we have today. Now, I have unboxed two of these characters in my Masterpiece format, and the first video I did for the first character, I kind of did an overall video on the whole group, and then I was going to add individual videos once I obtained all the individual characters specific to just that character. So I will post the links to those first two videos for my Masterpiece unboxings in the body of this video. But for now, we've got the whole team. And the team in question are the Autobots Protectobots. So, yeah, this is my first combiner team that I got. So right now, inside of this bag are 5 individual robots that turn into one big robot when they combine. And so these guys basically, they were called the Protectobots because they care for life. So they are here to protect not only their fellow Autobots, but while the battle rages on Earth between them and the Decepticons, also protect the humans. So we have a giant fire truck, an ambulance, and then in here you'll also see a police car, a police motorcycle, and then Blades should be in there somewhere. Yeah, he's in some packaging there. He's like a rescue helicopter. So they are the Protectobots. They are here to protect us, and they form one awesome giant robot when they all come together. So let's get them out of this packaging and see what we got. Alrighty. So, as usual, we got the bag full of instructions and stickers. And since there's 5 guys, I will go to time-lapse to do the stickers. But we will introduce you to the Protectobots. This is First Aid. He is the ambulance. And I had 3 of these guys originally of the G1 versions of them. This is one of them. I had First Aid. This is Hotspot, the leader, and his wheel came off. I had him as well. He was one of the ones I had. And Streetwise is the police car. I didn't have him. And then the police motorcycle Groove, I had him. And then the other one I was missing was Blades, the helicopter. So these were the 2 I were missing. I was missing back in the day. And so I could basically form like the torso and then one arm and one leg, but the other side was empty. So here is Hotspot's wheel. I've commented many times, these are knockoffs, so they're not, the highest of quality. So what I'll do, if this just doesn't go in nicely on its own and stay there. Oh no, it stays okay. I'll probably glue that eventually if I need to, sort of thing. So yeah, so there are the 5 Protectobots. And what I'll do is I'll show you. If you're not familiar with G1 toys, all these combiner teams, with the exception of Devastator, all came with little accessories that help them become the overall robot. Like these are used to go on the bottom of the leg characters, which are these 2 guys. They go underneath, and those kind of form the feet. And then they have the giant fists that go into the arm guys. And then, of course, oh. Where's his face? Like his head? I don't see it. Where's that? I can't remember how his head goes, but I don't see it. But this goes on like the waist section. This goes on the chest. Like there's 2 of them. So there's all these little accessories that go on to make him, the giant robot. Oh, I know where his head's back there. Haha, yep, I remember. I'm thinking of Menasor, the Stunticons. So yeah, so all these things help build the robot, the giant robot in the end. And then, of course, all of these are weapons for all the individual characters. So yeah, so what we'll do is I will switch over to time lapse. We'll get all the stickers put on everybody. And of course, you'll see me transforming them as I go. But in the end, I will make sure to take pictures of all characters in both modes so that you can get a look at all these guys in detail. And then, of course, we will finish with him in the giant big boy mode, the big robot known as Defensor. Let's go. So finally, after all these years, since I was like 10 years old, I now know what it's like to hold a fully built Defensor in my hand. So these guys I played with a lot as a kid, at least this guy, and this guy. Not these two so much. Their transformations, I don't know if you could tell through the time lapse because it goes by so fast, but I had no, like, it was like bing, bing, bing. It's like I never stopped playing with them. There was no problem there. And then, of course, I had to learn the transformations on the two new guys, but they were simple enough. And you can tell by, you know, the G1 toys obviously were a lot more basic, a lot more simple than the Masterpiece toys that I've shown you over the last several years. But for 5 guys that come together into one big robot, it's actually very, very easy to make all the transformations, not only between their vehicle modes and the robot modes, but then into the modes they need to be into in order to come together as Defensor. All very easy, simple transformations. You can combine everything in about 3 minutes, by the time you're all said and done, put in all the extra parts and that sort of thing. So these were very basic toys, but it's amazing how they all came together to form such a neat looking, bigger robot sort of thing, right? So I really, as a kid, I remember the first time I saw Devastator for the Decepticons was the very first Combiner team. And I still remember to this day the first time I saw him, and when Megatron told the Constructicons to combine into Devastator and they all came together into that giant, amazing robot, it blew my mind. And from that moment, I was hooked on combiners. So every time a new combiner team was added to the cartoon, I was like, oh my God. And Defensor isn't my favorite, but I love them all to varying degrees. But I think Defensor was the one that I had the first, at least the first and most extensive. Like I had 3 of his characters before I had any of the other ones. So he kind of holds a special place in my heart as kind of the combiner team that entered my ranks first and foremost, and that I had the most pieces of. Except for the Stunticons, I actually had 4 of them, but they came later once I had the pieces of Defensor. So this guy holds a special place in my heart as a childhood obsession, if you will, back in the day. And I remember too the Transformers character encyclopedia that they released back in the 80s, that you could read through and read about everybody's personality and their capabilities and their weaknesses and stuff like that. And I remember I read over Defensor and the members that make up the team of the Protectobots. I read over their profiles quite extensively over and over again. So love having this guy in my possession. Gonna add him to the shelf right beside Metroplex. And who knows, maybe next week there might be some more combiners on the way. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Enjoy the weekend, the nice snowy weekend. Bye-bye.
Meow.